global happenings today. We communicate, we analyze global news. Stay tuned.
Hello fam, welcome back to our channel. I want to say a big thank you, many thanks to all of us who have been viewing our videos, sharing, subscribing, commenting, and all your feedbacks. We appreciate them all and we love you. Now let's go back to the issue of IPOB and IPOB, Biafra naturalization. Of the truth, a man's enemy is actually in his household. It's part of his household. You don't need to look for. Sometimes to get anything done, you need to take care of your frenemies, those within. That way you can easily tackle those without. While you're looking at Fulani heads, man, Boko boys, I think you should begin to look inwards first before you begin to look outwards, so that you can have a formidable team. As the one of the very own, that's the Igbo, one of the illustrious sons of Igbo land. I'm talking about Joe Igbokwe himself has suggested and told the federal government to ban all IPOB agitations and gathering nationwide. That's actually coming from an Igbo man. But you'll be wondering, what did he say? He actually said that the government should ban all IPOB agitations and gatherings. Joe Igbokwe said that. Joe Igbokwe blows very hot, asks his government to ban all IPOB agitation and gathering. From all indication, he said, following the activities and actions of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu's speech on social media. He said that will also tell the whole world how dangerous IPOB is. Joe Igbokwe is still saying the same thing. He said government cannot continue to watch him, as he's saying that government cannot continue to watch Mazi Nnamdi Kanu and his uninformed followers to disturb the peaceful mind of Nigerians with unnecessary agitations. I continue with what he has said. He said government should act now by putting to a stop any form of agitation or gathering of IPOB in Nigeria. He said Nigerians need peace of mind. They also need peace of mind in everything they do. And any member of IPOB found guilty shall be severely punished and charged to court. Joe Igbokwe said that. Now, we keep shouting, hey, the Fulanis are maltreating us. The Fulanis are treating us badly. The executive order, if you check very well, all the northerners are in the key position of power. No Southeasterner is there. No Biafran is there. This is an illustrious stone talking. And I said that before at the beginning, when this whole agitation started, this whole mess of accountability, no accountability, you have stolen money, you have not stolen money, you are not a freedom fighter. I said, take it out of the social media space. It looked as if nobody was listening. Now, everybody, I knew it. Very soon, we'll begin to hear people like Loretta talk. She has not yet spoken yet. The first one she said that the Biafran nation is on the social media space. She said it boldly. Now, Joe Igbokwe has come up now and say something. He even ensured that he told that any Igbo man who is serious, that he's in charge of Lagos State APC, apex of APC, in charge of Igbo side. That's the Igbos who are in Lagos. He admonished the Igbos to serve first, so that by the time they serve, they too can become leaders. So he's now advising Igbos in Lagos to obey the law of the land, to join APC, to vote Sanwo-Olu in, and bit by bit, gradually, they will now remember them and possibly, will be given. Hopefully, they might get a role. Ohanes Ndigbo finally recently, 4 days ago, had actually scolded Fantua that why is he talking like this? That it's always zone by zone. That is not the time of Ndigbo to become president. So you just find out that this particular set of persons are not thinking Biafra at all. What they're thinking now is how they will rule Nigeria, how the zoning and the politics will probably favor them for them to become in position of power, maybe president, governor, or senator, as the case may be. Now, there's always a price to pay to this. Now, if you are saying, and I'm talking now, looking at it objectively from both ends, if Joe Igbokwe is saying that for Igbos to rule, they must serve, or for Igbos to become leaders, they must serve, and for them to say they must join APC, Ohanes is still saying the same thing, that Igbos should need to look at 2023 as their presidency, and Fantua should not talk about, should not say that zoning is not part of the constitution, because from the inception of democracy, zoning has always been part of it. That zoning brought in Obasanjo, zoning brought in the zoning brought in Buhari, that zoning should also be present. That same zoning brought in Jonathan, Ebele Jonathan, then that same zoning should also profit an Igbo man. Now, the same thing is what Joe Igbokwe is saying. They're all on the same page. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu here is on a different page entirely, talking about Biafra. Now, I'm sure they must have given him a condition. Say, look, if you people are even thinking of position of power of anything, the only way we can even listen to, if you are sure you want to really even be in corridor of power, you must squash IPOB from internally. Now, how do you squash IPOB? It is still an Igbo man that will come and speak against the same Biafra agitation. So it wouldn't look as if it's an outsider thing. They're speaking against us. Now it's an Igbo man they're now using against the actualization of Biafra. And this is not a Fulani man. This is Joe Igbokwe, Mwa for Igbo, illustrious son of an Igbo man. You may say he's not one. The other time he practically spat on the Ndibos over it, and I was just wondering, why would, even if you don't agree to it, there are better ways you can go about this. Okay, now he's now saying that the federal government is not even telling, in case federal government have forgotten, the federal government should come now and stop the agitation of Biafra now. He didn't stop. They said any Biafran member caught in Nigeria now, either showing solidarity or carrying Biafran flag or doing agitation that they want Biafra, anyway you are caught in Nigeria, based on what Joe Igbokwe is agitating the federal government to do right now, is that they should be jailed. They should be caught, punished severely, and taken to court. And if you're taken to court, you may rot in jail. Yes, you may rot in jail, because things are beginning to happen. And what is annoying about this whole matter is the fact that the person who are even those who are fronting this whole thing of jail them, punish them, stop the agitation, is even an Igbo man. Now, all they want is an Igbo man to speak. So they say it is not we that is talking, it is them. They know, you see, it's their fellow them. They're not at peace, and that is not good for actualization of Biafra. I keep saying it at the beginning that this whole thing they are doing, accountability. I practically begged, if there was any way Asari the Kubo could stay off the social media, they then just discuss this whole thing, whatever differences they have, they should sort it out within themselves and form a formidable force. Now Asari the Kubo have even gone about telling everyone who cares to listen from his social media handle that IPOB members are living with him. That means if you're looking for IPOB members right now, by the time the federal government pay attention to what Joe Igbokwe is saying, eventually that means the IPOB members living with Asari Dokuba and wherever they are cannot even boldly open up and say they are IPOB members. You can say that abroad if you're in diaspora. Lucky you. You can decide to speak up boldly. In Nigeria, with the way things are going, with Joe Igbokwe talking and all that, I fear that now it will become stiffer than before, and that's where a formidable force comes in. Whatever differences Asari Dokubo, whatever differences once them have with Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, if they truly love their people and they desire the actualization of Biafra truly, and not just for the fun of it, if they truly want their people to have a nation, now is the time for them to forget their differences, come together like one big family, find a way of doing this thing so that they can get it before they fully clamp down on IPOB members in Nigeria. Because the truth of the matter is, while we are in diaspora talking, while we are doing what we're doing, the Biafra we are all, everybody's looking out for, say, oh, Biafra. It has to take place in Nigeria where the Biafran land is. So if you have finished doing your agitation and you can't do it in Nigeria, then you have not gotten the Biafra. Not yet, at least. So everyone must be on, all hands must be on deck. You must, those who say they are sorry and they want to come back, test their loyalty and bring them back. And you need to work smartly. It's not everything you must come on social media to announce. Okay, there's some things that are family meeting, that is a family information. Okay, keep them on toes. This is personal advice from me now. Keep them on toes if you truly want to achieve Biafra. Because the truth of the matter is, this is not a Fulani headsman. Okay, this is not Fulani. That's Joe Igbokwe. Joe Igbokwe may have a friend or a brother or a sister who knows somebody that's an IPOB member, because that's how close family is. That's an Igbo man, so it's not like a Fulani man that say don't tell him anything. Somebody may know someone that knows someone that knows someone that knows someone that is a IPOB member. So information may still keep leaking. So there's some information that should be classified, not for all consumption. It's for those, the big boys at the helms of affairs, so that everyone will be on toes. But that's what's truly my perception to this. You have heard what Igbokwe said, that they should clamp down on all IPOB, and they should say they can seize Mazi Nnamdi Kanu's stocks and all that. You have heard, I didn't say it, Igbokwe said it. Let's put it in the comment section. What do you think about Igbokwe's new fire to bring down the agitation of Biafra, as he's looking at Nigeria as one home, and Igbos have a stake if they'll be humble enough to serve in Nigeria? Hopefully one of these days they will give them leadership position according to Igbokwe. Let's put it in the comment section. Don't also forget to like, share, and subscribe.